I've been on corticosteroids for the last 27 years, tried all different types of medication, therapies, nothing's really worked. I need to take steroids every 8 hours to be able to breathe. Without it, I could probably survive for 2 days. With the stem cell therapy, after day 3, I was able to breathe through my nose without any nasal sprays. I'm a chemist by trade, so I have a strong scientific background. I've done a lot of research on how stem cells work. Stem cell therapy is by far one of the safest things you can do. What is your life worth? My name is 𝘱𝘳𝘰𝘷𝘪𝘥𝘦 and I'm from Australia. I was diagnosed 27 years ago with eosinophilic pneumonia, which is like a chronic asthma. It's treated with corticosteroids. I've been on corticosteroids for the last 27 years, tried all different types of medication, therapies, nothing's really worked, so I always revert back to corticosteroids. It started off as a cough that just wouldn't resolve, and it was resolved with Ventolin, just asthma puffers. Progressively gets worse, and then you have to take corticosteroids, usually prednisolone I was taking, and then I became immune to it. Then I started taking dexamethasone, getting a lot of side effects, moved now to hydrocortisone, and I have to take that every 8 hours or so. It's a short-acting steroid. Without it, I can't breathe, I can't walk around, I can't do anything. So I need to take steroids every 8 hours to be able to breathe. Without it, I could probably survive for 2 days. That's about it. I try to stay fit and active, try to keep my body weight down. Being on steroids for so long, it's difficult to keep your body weight down. Go to the gym every few days, try to stay fit and exercising. That's the only thing that will really resolve symptoms, along with the steroids. The exercise tends to keeps your lungs sort of open and you can breathe properly. Without constant amount of exercise, eventually your lung capacity drops as well. The exercise helps, but it's only for a few days, but you still have to take the steroids. I was looking at alternative therapies. Stem cell therapy came up. It tends to range a lot in price, and it all depends on what you're actually getting. I guess I went for stem cell therapy because I've tried everything else. There was nothing else left to try, other than very risky sort of procedures. Stem cell therapy I've seen is extremely safe, and I have a friend who had quite a severe lung condition. He tried stem cell therapy about 6 months ago. He is totally changed. He was unable to walk, could probably take maybe 10 steps before going out of breath. He'd be sitting down and he'd be out of breath all the time. Just talking was an effort. He'd be gasping for air. It's even, the color of his skin was grayish. He was in really bad shape. So for him, it was a last-ditch effort. He came to Swiss Medica. He chose as the clinic to go to after a lot of research. He had stem cell therapy. He didn't really see any results at the start, but I saw him after 3 months and he was totally amazing. He was like normal. I've seen him like that. He looked like that 20 years ago. He was able to breathe, walk around. He appeared totally normal, and he's going to come back for another treatment because he just said it was just so good. It was life-changing for him. It was an extension of his life. He thought he was pretty much done. Based on that personal testimony of someone that I knew from childhood, I thought, yeah, definitely this is the place to come. Give it a try. I have absolutely nothing to lose. I've heard only good things. Today I've completed my treatment of 10 days and I have noticed already that I can actually breathe through my nose. May not be a big thing for a lot of people, but I've never been able to breathe through my nose without corticosteroid sprays like Rhinocort. So it's a 24-hour spray, but I need it morning and night, and I take double dose. With that, I could breathe through my nose, but it would wear off and eventually both nostrils would be blocked. So you'd be breathing out of your mouth, which doesn't sound too bad, but your mouth dries out and during the night, your gums get sore after a while. They start bleeding. With the stem cell therapy, after day 3, I was able to breathe through my nose without any nasal sprays, without any steroid nasal sprays, which means the inflammation has gone down in the entire sinus area in my nose. So for me, that's just, I've never been able to breathe out of both nostrils at the same time. It's just remarkable. So my expectations are that I'll eventually get over this, and hopefully I won't be able to take, or I won't need to take steroids anymore to survive. So I'm expecting a lot, yeah. I don't have any concerns about stem cells. I'm a chemist by trade. I used to work for 𝘗𝘭𝘦𝘢𝘴𝘏, which was taken over by Pfizer. So I have a strong scientific background. I've done a lot of research on how stem cells work. The risks are so low, you know, to be injured with stem cell therapy, it would be like being hit by a car crossing the road, really, to be, injured like that. Any medical procedure comes with its risk, but stem cell therapy is by far one of the safest things you can do. I did a bit of research online. There's a lot of different clinics all over the world. There's clinics throughout Asia, which are much cheaper. There's ones in Mexico, there's Panama, there's countries all over the world. I had a look at their treatment protocols, had a look at their pricing. I chose Swiss Medica because it's a turnkey solution. They pick you up from the airport, they supply accommodation, they supply all the meals, they supply transport back and forward from your hotel to the facility. They don't just give you stem cells, they provide a testing service. So there's doctors on hand all the time, overlooking the entire procedure. There's nurses running around everywhere, doing everything. The place is super clean. It's pretty much a hospital. It's a hospital set up like a, it's really comfortable. They do blood tests before you get any procedures done. They do the stem cell treatment. Then they do more blood tests to make sure everything's going well. They then give you vitamins, minerals, any supplements that your body may be lacking to make sure that the stem cells are fed properly and they have everything they need to give them the highest chance of doing their job. A lot of places will just sit you down, they give you stem cell therapy and you're out the door the next day. That's not what I was looking for. I was looking at investing in a proper medical facility that provides world-class service, world-class products, and to give me the best possible chance of getting off steroids. So that's why I chose Swiss Medica. Experience at the clinic is second to none. You could compare it to the best hospitals in Australia. At one point I counted 4 doctors in the room looking after 3 people. There was 4 nurses. Anything you wanted, you get. They're just constantly testing, constantly monitoring. They're always looking at you. I felt like I've been in intensive care before in Royal Perth Hospital, and the treatment here in the regular clinic is better than intensive care. They're just on top of you all the time, monitoring everything. So you're never left alone, you're never left to worry, you only have to ask. If you're in any pain, they're straight away over to check. If you have any questions, they're always asking if you're okay, they're always adjusting things. They're just the best. There's plenty of stem cell places around, all over the place. Heaps cheaper. But what is your life worth?